Now, whether you're trying to grind through an important work project or just dominate a competitive leaderboard, it can feel miserable trying to get something accomplished when you feel dead tired. Now, many of us will flock to the local convenience store or online searching for a low-calorie, high-caffeine drink that is going to jumpstart our day and get us to just crush whatever we're working on. Now, while there are many energy drinks that not only taste amazing but will let you get your work done, there are so many others that taste similar to freaking acid. So in this video, we're going to be covering the ultimate energy drink tier list, so you know exactly what energy drinks are worth your time to go buy right now, and which ones you should absolutely avoid at all costs. But before we get right in, smash that like and subscribe, and let's get started. So we're gonna get right in, but before we do, let's set a couple of ground rules. The first one is these energy drinks are gonna have very little sugar, if any at all, and very low calorie. I'm talking less than 50 per can. Now, the reason that we do it is because it's a level playing field. We're not talking about the incredibly sugary energy drinks, because not only does that directly conflict with caffeine trying to give you energy, but there are so many energy drinks that don't include the sugar. So if they don't include it and we put them up against sugary drinks, it's not a fair fight. Now, the second ground rule is that these are only drinks that I've tried. Now, I'm an incredibly heavy caffeine drinker. I probably drink over 600 milligrams of caffeine a day, but if you have another suggestion, let me know down below, and let's get right to the list. So there are 5 tiers, starting off with the F tier, liquid acid, followed by makes you want to die, then in B tier, solid, in A tier, keeping me employed, and S tier, you can fight God. So let's get into it. The first energy drink we're actually going to talk about, and I think this is a really great place to start the energy drink tier list, is specifically talking about Monster Energy, because it's like, you know, it's the OG, it's probably the most popular regular brand, and they released a lot of healthier options, and they have extremely exploded in popularity. And specifically, I actually have 3 different types of monsters here. I typically don't have repeats in this list. However, these are so different from one another that I wanted to separate them. We have the Monster Ultra, which is their low-calorie option, and they have tons of crazy flavors. They got a rosé flavor, they got a mango flavor, they got like just a ton of different flavors. Very, very good. They have the Rehab as well, which is teas, not caffeinated teas, which is something that's very unique on this list. Very clean tasting. We got to talk about that as well. And then there's the Zero Ultra, which is like their regular version, except just no sugar. So definitely a little bit different, more iconic Monster flavor. So let's actually rate these first. So the regular Monster, it's solid. It's a good amount of caffeine. It's a good experience. There's no crazy side effects when I drink them. I can even drink 2, and I have no bodily side effects. And the taste is there. It's good, and there's a lot of different options. There's not a crazy bad aftertaste either, and I think that it really sets the standard or the bar for a good energy drink. And because of that, I'm actually going to put it in the A tier. It keeps me employed, and you know, it's boosted my work ethic by at least 2x since I started drinking it. Now, Rehab is good, and it's a really nice departure, and I almost want to put it in the A tier. The only problem with Rehab in comparison is because it doesn't have that carbonation, the aftertaste of the, you know, artificial sweetener that they're using is much more prominent. So if you can get over that aftertaste, it's a great experience, and I really love it. I drink it all the time, but it's not something that I think I could just drink as my only energy drink all the time. So it's something that is solid, yes, but, you know, it doesn't quite keep me employed, but it definitely doesn't make me want to die. Now, the next thing we got to talk about is the Monster Absolute Zero. Now, I'm actually inclined personally to put this in the S tier because I love the iconic flavor of Monster, and this is something similar in, you know, a much healthier package. That being said, I don't think it's going to be for everybody, and it's not much different than the Ultra, so I'm going to put it in the same tier. But personally, I think that this makes me fucking, you know, Kratos sip in this hoe. But anyways, let's talk about the next one. This is interesting. This is 3D. Now, 3D has some pretty good flavors, and the taste is incredibly solid. I think that 3D is, you know, an energy drink that doesn't do anything that crazy. You know, even their packaging is really simple. Their cans are blank slates with 3D on them, but the flavor is very, very nice. And I like the flavor a lot. No crazy side effects either. And honestly, I would put 3D in the same tier as I would put Monster. I would put it in the keeps me employed tier. Now, I do think it's a fair bit below. It would be at the lower end of A, but still really, really solid drink. Now, the next one is one you probably haven't even heard of. It's called A-Shock. Now, I've grabbed these a couple of times when I didn't see anything else. Like, there's been times when I've gone to the grocery store and a lot of the ones I want are sold out. So this is what I grabbed. And honestly, it surprised me. It was pretty good. I don't really think it's fantastic, and it's definitely forgettable. I'm going to put it in the C tier. It kind of makes you want to die. Not really. It doesn't really make you want to die, but it's not great. It's definitely worse than Monster Rehab. So it goes in the C tier. I'm going to save that one for later. We're going to talk about that. But let's talk about C4, because this one's going to be a controversial one. C4 is something that is more closer to a pre-workout than it is an energy drink, okay? It is very, very high in caffeine. It has a lot of the things that you would need when you are actually working out. Some of them even have creatine, I believe. C4 is, in my opinion, not something you should be drinking if you do what I do, which is sit at a desk, work at a desk, and play video games. If you're gonna go work out, and you could drink C4 all fucking day, but, you know, for us, it's not the drink for you. You're not trying to, you know, punch your monitor or whatever. It's some serious shit, and I think that because of that, it's in the makes you want to die tier. You know, maybe if that's a good thing to you, maybe, but to me, C4 misses the mark as far as a more work type game drink. But for specifically workout, if this was like a workout energy drink tier list, it would probably do a lot better. Now, next up, we actually got to talk about G Fuel. And G Fuel's an interesting one. G Fuel has really popularized the send it to your house, get scoops. You know, you get to fill up your drink. I actually have a shaker right over there that I can't grab because I don't want to mess up the shot. But G Fuel in general is actually just one of the most popular drinks that you could buy online, and they have so many flavors. Now, are they perfect? No, they definitely have their faults. Some of them can be chalky. Some of the taste can be a miss. But the fact of the matter is, it's cheaper to get G Fuel than a lot of these other energy drink canned options. Now, if you're into caffeinated drinks, G Fuel does have cans, but that's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about the tubs themselves. So they have the caffeinated G Fuel in cans, but you would probably just be better served getting some of these other options. And honestly, G Fuel does a really great job of making good flavors that even without that bubble, even without that caffeination, you don't really taste the aftertaste on many of the flavors. And that really gets me to the big reason why G Fuel is such a win, is because there are so many different flavors that it's almost impossible to not find one you like. Now, sure, there are a number of different flavors that taste pretty similar to one another. They have like the same, you know, flavor profile, right? But I think that they actually flock towards certain flavor profiles because it makes it easier to mask that caffeine taste. I'm not 100% certain on that, but that's what I would guess. And in general, there's still so much diversity when it comes to the flavors, and many of them are absolute bangers. I actually do think that G Fuel deserves that S tier slot. It's the first one on this list that's going to deserve it, because when I really think about it, I wasn't thinking about putting G Fuel in the S tier when I made this list, but when I think about all their flavors and their cost, and the fact that you can make it stronger if you want to with more scoops, whatever, I think that G Fuel deserves that S tier slot. Now, the next one we got to talk about is Ghost. And I recently tried Ghost, and I had quite a few of them. And I'm going to be honest, this is the first energy drink in a while that I actually didn't finish. I poured out one of the flavors because it tasted like just fucking pure candy. Now, if it just tasted like candy, that would be bad. It wouldn't be my preference if it just tasted like pure candy in my mouth, like melted candy. But it also was combined with like a really grotesque aftertaste of the caffeine, and it was just not worth it. It was just extremely sour almost, and also just not a very clean flavor when compared to everything else. Personally, I think that Ghost is just a complete miss. Now, maybe there's some other flavors that are more bearable. That happens a lot where there are many flavors that I try that suck, and then I try one flavor that's actually pretty decent. But my initial impression of Ghost is that it is fucking liquid acid. Don't drink it. Now, the next energy drink that we got to talk about is actually Mountain Dew Rise. And this one's a little bit interesting because Mountain Dew also came out with their other energy drink, Kickstart, but that was like a more sugary one that didn't have low calories or low sugar. This one does. And when I first tried this, I was like, I found my drink. I tried it and it was so good. All the flavors were good. And I loved it and loved it. And I drank one and I remember sitting there and I had to go run to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, that's a little weird. And then I had to run to the bathroom again. And I was like, oh, okay, I need a reset. So I wait, I don't drink it for a while. And the next time I drink them again, straight to the bathroom again. I don't know if it's just me, but for whatever reason, this energy drink does not work with me. Now, the flavor's on point, the caffeine's on point, and, you know, there's so much I like about it, but that flaw is too big of a flaw, and it doesn't really happen to me with any of the other drinks. I bet maybe one. So in reality, I think it makes me want to die. I mean, realistically, it could be in the A, just based on flavor profile alone, but that's not enough to carry an energy drink, and my experience with it is just not right. But yours has to vary. I'm sure they tested this on many people, and it didn't respond that way with everybody. So if that doesn't respond that way to you, then consider this a win, a dub. You might want to try one and see how you respond. Now, next up, we got to talk about Reign. And when I first tried Reign, I thought it was kind of forgettable, but then I started trying more and more of their flavors, and they have a lot. And there's some of them, like the white peach gummy and some other flavors that just absolutely slap, man. They're so good. And Reign just really brings the heat in a lot of ways that I just freaking love. It is so damn good. It is so damn clean. And the flavors are unique. I love the caffeine amount. I love the way that I can drink multiple ones of these without feeling like shit. They really pep me up. They excite me. I'm going to drink this energy drink right now, and you're not going to know what it is. It's definitely not Reign, but it's really good. Anyways, Reign's amazing. Reign's really great, and if you haven't had it, I would definitely suggest it. I actually think it's better than Monster Ultra in a lot of ways because of the pure variety. And it's just a great drink. It's really, really good. Next up, we got to talk about the triple shot sugar-free Starbucks canned drink. Now, I'm a fan of coffee. I love coffee, and I like Starbucks as well, and I like espresso. And I wanted to try this because I like their sugary drinks, but maybe they nailed a sugar-free drink and they made it taste good. Absolutely fucking no. You could not pay me to drink this. Okay, you could pay me enough, but after this video, there's no way in hell Starbucks is paying me to talk about their product because it is ass. It is so bad. Do not buy this drink. It is fucking awful. Like, the aftertaste in this drink, it's not even the aftertaste, it's the instant taste. It's fucking nasty. It is, if there was a tier worse than F, it would be there because it's so much worse than Ghost. Ghost is not good. It's so much worse. Do not buy this drink. Do not. And if you like that, you're a different breed. You're just built different in like the type of like fucked up kind of way. Next one we got to talk about is Uptime. And Uptime's an interesting brand that, you know, I stumbled into maybe 5-6 months ago, and I didn't really know what to think. They kind of looked really, you know, hydration. They were talking about like, you know, kind of go the more health route with their drink, and I was just, you know, a little bit worried. Sometimes with these healthier type, the way they dig too far into the health aspect of it, the taste ends up being fucking awful. It doesn't matter how good it is for you if the taste is fucking awful. But I tried Uptime, and I tried the regular one, and it was really good. And then I tried another one of their flavors, and it was fucking amazing. And then I tried their Blood Orange, and it blew me away. Then I tried another and another, and I liked them, and these are so freaking great. The container is like this solid aluminum, and it's nice to just grab it and take it with you wherever you go, so it's great to buy in a convenience store. But as far as flavor, no aftertaste, good caffeine, solid drink, it's so good, and I really can't suggest this one enough. This is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm putting it in the S tier. It's currently, as the list stands, at the top of the S tier. It's, as far as drink, pure drink, it is far better than G Fuel. And G Fuel's in the S tier too for other reasons, the variety. I mean, Uptime, you know, they only have like 8 flavors, right? So there's not a ton of variety, and it's definitely more expensive to buy one Uptime than it is to get even double the amount of G Fuel. But regardless, for what it is it is amazing. It's phenomenal, and it's definitely the one that you should be drinking. If you haven't been drinking these, go buy them. You can get them on Amazon or a whole bunch of different places. Now, next up, we got to talk about Zions. Zions is interesting. Zions is interesting because there are some of the flavors that are like really good. They're really, really, really good flavors. And it's like you drink it, and the first 90% of the drink is just like the best energy drink you've ever had. And then that last 10, it kind of, you know, you get that aftertaste a little bit, and it's not the greatest experience. But some of the flavors are really there and really good. Some of you might not have heard of this energy drink, but I would definitely suggest you try it. And yeah, I actually really like it. I'm gonna put it, you know, in that B tier. It's really solid. It's close to A tier, but I don't want to saturate the A tier too much. And 3D is definitely better. Next up, we got to talk about Red Bull sugar-free. Now, Red Bull, just the regular with the sugar, is fine. I like it all right, but I've never been a huge fan. I've always preferred the Monster, right? But when we go to the Monster sugar-free, the Monster Ultra, it tastes really good. But when you go to Red Bull sugar-free, something about that transition just doesn't fucking work. It's absolutely ass. It's so bad. I don't like it at all. And maybe if you are a huge Red Bull fan, you'll like this, or maybe the Absolute Zero or the Zero Red Bull. You might like it. But me personally, I was already just like kind of mediocre about regular Red Bull. It was okay. It's pretty good. But take away the sugar and you can't drink it. Personally, I think that this is really bad. I'm going to put it at the top of F tier, but it's still fucking liquid acid to me. Next up, we got to talk about Rockstar. Now, as far as the regular drink of Rockstar, I don't like it at all. The regular sugar drink of Rockstar, I don't like it at all. And when we go to the no-calorie version, if you drink the one that is just the regular flavor but low calorie, I think it's disgusting. However, there are a lot of Rockstar flavors that actually veer off that path. There are some that have some crazy flavors like cotton candy or punched, which is the fruit punch variant. And this is actually really good. It's actually very, very good. And I was very surprised because I don't really like Rockstar, but I tried these and they were really great, and they have a lot of caffeine. If you want to get a big bang for your buck, they're really cheap for how much caffeine is in them. A lot of them have like 240 milligrams, 300 milligrams. It's a lot, and these are really, really good. I would actually say that they are quite a bit better than Zions, and they probably reign at the top of the B tier. They're really, really nice, but it's gonna be dependent on the flavor. In my personal opinion, some of the flavors are just complete fucking misses. Next up, we got to talk about Sneak, and I actually tried Sneak as an alternative. I've actually tried several different alternatives, but only just a little bit. Sneak is the only alternative to G Fuel that I've tried extensively, and I liked it. I like that they're transparent with their ingredients, and there's a lot to like about Sneak if you like the powder. However, when you compare it into the head-to-head with G Fuel, the variety is just not there. Like, it has all the benefits, right? It's cheaper than buying a regular drink, and you can get the pack, and you can make stuff. But the cool thing about G Fuel is that you can never get bored, because if you get bored, you can go get another flavor, and you get bored of that, you get another flavor, and you mix flavors, and there's a million flavors to choose from, and there's a new flavor every season, and Sneak is just not there. They're not there, and that's a lot of the benefits of G Fuel, in my personal opinion, over some of these other options. And I don't think that the flavor of Sneak is much better in the head-to-head. In fact, there are flavors of G Fuel that are better, in my opinion, and there's some that are worse. But ultimately, I would put Sneak like at the bottom of A. You can even make an argument that it's at the top of B. Let's say bottom of A. I think it's fine. It's not fantastic. It's not beating G Fuel, but it does a lot. And the transparency of ingredients is really, really nice. I think if they really upped their flavor amounts, they got big partnerships with flavors, or they expanded their flavor library, then we're actually talking about an actual G Fuel competitor, but as is, not even close. Next up, we got to talk about Bang. And this is another controversial one because some people fucking love Bang. And Bangs are known for having a crazy high amount of caffeine. One of them is 300 milligrams. And I try to limit my daily intake to 600. I know that's a lot for some people, and some people are like, only 600. It's going to be depending on the side of the fence you're on. But I live a very sedimentary lifestyle, so I'm not doing a lot, and I'm drinking energy drinks a lot. So Bang is just not to that tempo. Like, similar to C4, I think that Bang is something that you use to go hard at something physically. If you need that last 2-hour boost or something, not go hard aiming in a game, not go hard, you know, writing or whatever. I think that Bang is just a little bit too much. Now, if you are in your last final in freaking college, right? This is the final you have to ace. After you finish this one final, you can go nap for 1,000 years. You don't have to do anything for the rest of the fucking week. Go ahead and chug a bang or two and knock that shit out. But expect to feel like absolute ass afterwards, and it's gonna make you want to die. I'm actually gonna put bang at the top and make you want to die. There's a lot of good flavors, okay? There's a lot of options, and for the right type of person, this is gonna be amazing for you. But as far as me, after I drink one, I crash off really hard, like 30 minutes after. Maybe it's because it's just too much caffeine, and it's not something you should drink if you want to keep going throughout the day after it wears off. And it does have some bad side effects if I drink more than one as well. I would not suggest bang if you're someone that sits at your computer, but maybe if you're up and out and going, maybe it's a little bit better for you, but that's a completely different situation. And you could also drink something like Uptime instead, which I think is just going to be way better. Anyways, let's talk about the next one. A very popular one that's coming up is Celsius. Celsius is much more on the healthy side. It's similar to Uptime in that respect. I think that the big way in which Celsius fails, though, when compared to Uptime, is with the flavor. Now, there are some flavors that are pretty decent, but there are others that you can really taste the bad caffeine aftertaste, and that's just not really what you want to have. I know that it's healthier for you, and there are some flavors that hide it much better, but for me personally, if I'm gonna drink something similar to Celsius, I would much rather have something like Uptime instead. That being said, though, it's still a really great drink, and it has very unique flavors, and the people that like it are gonna like it a lot. So I'm gonna put it like, let's actually move this around a little bit. Let's do something like this. Let's do that. I'm gonna put it like that in the B tier. I think it's pretty solid. Now, the last drink we have to talk about is the one that's on my desk. Alani Nu. Now, is it special for being on my desk? Yeah. No, not really. I have a whole bunch of these energy drinks, like of various kinds downstairs. But it deserves a special shout out because Alani Nu is an energy drink I tried a while back, and they were on sale, and they didn't look very popular because they were on sale, right? They were just kind of in like this back shelf. No one was grabbing them, so I grabbed a whole bunch of them. I tried them, and they were really, really good. And then I went online, and they had a lot of flavors that weren't there, and I tried one called Witch's Brew, which was like candy apple for Halloween. And they had a whole bunch of other flavors. One of them tastes like icy. There was just a whole bunch of different flavors. And when I drink this, I have 0 negative side effects, just no negative side effects at all. I get a boost of energy in the moment that doesn't just fall off. The flavors are amazing, and I feel like they're priced to get even better with time. They're coming out with more ones. I actually just ordered a shipment of more that are coming, ones that I've never tried before. And all in all, I just think that it's the fucking perfect energy drink. It's really close to Uptime, but I actually have to edge it out, and I would say Alani Nu is the best energy drink. Now, they're a bit small. They're only 12 fluid ounces, and if you don't get them on sale, they could be a little bit expensive. But as far as, you know, what you get for what you pay for, I think these are the fucking best energy drinks you can buy. Now, you know, if you want more bang for your buck type thing, G Fuel's pretty good. It's pretty good. And, you know, if you're trying to go on the go and you want a resealable cap, and you just want amazing flavor and taste, it's a little bit healthier, Uptime. Those are the top 3 that I would say. But all in all, this is my tier list. And realistically, everything in the B tier above, I drink on a consistent basis. Oftentimes, I like variety, even within the categories. And all of these are different enough to where oftentimes when I go to the store, I'll buy like a combination. I'll buy, you know, a couple packs of Alani, some Uptime, some Reign, some Monster, some 3D. I'll get a Celsius here. I'll get a Rehab. I'll order some G Fuel online, and I'll just have a lot of different stuff. So when I go downstairs, I go down, I grab a full jug of a hospital water per energy drink. This is something that I've been doing. I drink a lot of water in general, but every time I down an energy drink, I drink one of these, and I have no dehydration side effects. That's what I do every time. It's a pretty fucking stupid thing to do. I mean, it's smart, but it's like, you know, self-inflicted, but that's what I do. And I'm productive as hell. When I was in college, before I dropped out, I was not productive. But with energy drinks and constant hydration, and you know, I'm getting shit done in 2021 and 2022. So that's my big suggestion. Let me know if you disagree or agree with any of my picks down below, and what is your favorite energy drink and why. I hope I convinced you to try out Alani Nu and Uptime. You can find both of them, Alani Nu on their website, Uptime, they have a website, and also Amazon as well. Give them a try if you've never tried them before. Not sponsored or anything, I just really love them and I drink them consistently. And that's all I got for you in this video. Thank you so much for coming by. Please smash the like, subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you next time.